Good morning, everybody. I had a 2-hour delay today, so I'm about to head out. It's about 9:15-ish. So the plan for today is I'm gonna come home and I have my seminar at 5 again. Afterwards, I'm gonna take a shower and I'm starting a new audiobook today. So my goal is to get a good chunk of the way through the audiobook. I finished The Science of Murder last night. I ended up giving it a 3.75 stars. I liked it. I just felt like there were some chapters that were like a little bit more interesting than others. But I liked how it was written and I liked how it flowed. It made a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to head out, but I hope you guys enjoy this week with me. Okay, little change of plans. I signed up to help at my old middle school's musical, and they said that they needed me tonight, and I think I'm running projections, which I've never done ever in my life before, so that'll be fun. And it's at 6, and my seminar ends at 6, so I will be driving while on my seminar call to go help. So, kind of crazy, kind of a lot going on, but honestly, today was a great day. Like, I had a really good day today, so I'm feeling good. In a little bit here, I'm gonna have some early dinner and then hop on my seminar call, and I'm hoping to leave at like 5:30 is the plan. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Today's actually really exciting because there's going to be a sub today, so I'm kind of taking the lead, which I'm a little bit nervous for, but I also feel like it might go well. This is the fit today. I'm actually going to be swapping this cardigan out for a blazer after school because I have a call today it's just an info session for a job, but I'm just kind of like treating it like an interview. It's a marketing internship at the Indie Shakespeare Theater. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's an internship. It has the potential to turn into something full-time, and I'm definitely interested, so I'm really excited for that call. Last night went really well. I ended up working on the set a little bit, so I got to help kind of like build the set, and I will be back tonight, so I'm hoping to continue that project tonight. I am absolutely exhausted because I stayed up late last night because I, for some reason, thought my friend's birthday was today, even though it's tomorrow. So I stayed up to wish him a happy birthday, and then I realized, oh, it's tomorrow. So I am pushing through some really tiredness stuff. And then I also got an email last night about a remote internship opportunity that's starting soon. So I'm gonna apply for that today and see if I get it so I can work remotely for a couple of months, which would be really nice. So a lot is happening right now. Hello everyone. I am home from rehearsal. And I had my call today. Don't really want to talk about it because I don't want to jinx anything. So, yeah. But I have started the Iliad. This was on my list, and I mentioned to a student that I wanted to read it, and so they brought me their copies of the Iliad and the Odyssey, and were like, you should read them. And I was like, oh my god, that is so nice of you. And yesterday, that same student was like, hey, did you start the books yet? And I told her that I hadn't. So I told myself, since I'm seeing that student tomorrow, I am going to start the Iliad. So that way I can talk about it with her. So I am not that far in. I'm like 10% in. I feel like I kind of know what's going on, but there are a lot of names in here. This sounds weird, but I feel like it's like reading the Bible. Like, I feel like I get the general gist of the story, but there's so many names, and I don't know how all of the names connect and what exactly they do, which I also discover when I'm reading my Bible sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. So I just thought that was a funny comparison. I'm gonna keep at this for a little bit and then go to bed. Hey guys, so I had a snow day yesterday because it was like negative 20 degrees. So I had the day off, so I spent the day doing laundry. I also interviewed for a remote internship for the spring. So pretty eventful day. Today's Saturday. I'm currently reading the Iliad. I started this because I had a student, I was talking with a student and I was like, yeah, I really want to read the Iliad. And they were like, oh my God, I have the book, you should borrow it. So they lent me their copy and I wanted to start it, you know, before I saw that student again. So far, I'm not loving it. It's a lot of different names just kind of thrown onto a page. And it's very, like, there's not really a story. Like, the story is the war. So I'm not really liking it. A lot of people say the Odyssey is more interesting, but you need to read the Iliad to understand the Odyssey. So I'm honestly just like slogging through this so I can read the Odyssey. But yeah, I'm planning on just reading today, and then tomorrow, which is Sunday, I need to fix my lesson plans because they need a lot of work. So my goal for tomorrow is to kind of do that, focus on that. And then this week, I'm hoping to get those looked at and submitted, and then start my planning commentary and get that looked at and submitted. Yeah, so a lot going on. I feel like my vlogging game has been really off just because I've been so busy, but I'm gonna keep at this and I will touch base with you in a bit. Guys, I'm struggling so bad with this. I have tried everything. I have tried reading it absurdly slowly. I have tried reading it out loud. I have tried like looking up like tips to help me read it, and I'm just not vibing with it. I don't know if it's the story or just like how it's written. Like there's just something about it that is just like not working for me. I think in one of my earlier clips I said it's like reading the Bible, and I feel like my comparison with that is like there's so many names and it'll be like name, son of name, or just all these different things, and then they'll just like mention this person once and then never bring it up again. And I feel like when I'm reading the Bible, that will happen sometimes, and then I'll be like, wait, who is this person? And that's how I feel with this book. Like, I know that the main character is like Hector and Ajax because they're like the ones involved with the war, but then like they'll bring up this like random war officer and they'll be like, this person, son of blank, who was this officer, and I'm like, who is this person? Why are we following them? I was just reading about Hector like 2 paragraphs ago. It's weird. And I know that this book has like kind of a larger fan base, and so I don't want to like trigger anyone, but I am just like, and it's not even that I feel like I'm not intellectual enough for this book, because I hate that mindset, by the way. So many people are like, well, you just don't like classics because you're not smart enough for them. I disagree. I think there are some great classics out there that I've read that I've really enjoyed, and then there have been some that have left me confused, and I don't think that that makes me any more or less intelligent. Anyway, I could go on that topic for ages, but I don't think it's just that I don't understand this book. I just think that I'm not interested in it. But at this point, I just really want to finish it so I can talk about it with my student. So that's the only thing keeping me reading, but it's a struggle. Okay, so update. I finished the book and I disliked it. A lot of my grievances with it, I feel like I've already talked about in this video, and that is I just could not keep track of all of the characters and like how they were related, and it just was a lot of words that I just could not follow. And also, I'm not really interested in a story that's predominantly war unless there's some sort of fantasy element in it. Like, I love a little like magic war, like a political fantasy thing, and you could argue that like this kind of is, because it's like there's gods and goddesses and like things like that, but like I don't know, it wasn't my type of book, and I think it's okay for me to accept that. And you know, like I said before, I think not liking this book and not, you know, enjoying it doesn't make me less intelligent. I think Booktok right now is in a very sensitive place where there's a lot of argument over, you know, intellectualism in reading. And for me, as someone who has been reading ever since I was a child and I never fell out of it, I feel like a lot of people came back to reading, you know, like later in their life. I never had that. I was always a reader since the age of like 3 or 4. And so I don't think that I am intellectually like not reading intellectual books because I enjoy romance and fantasy. I think I just like those books because I like, you know, to read a little bit out of reality a little bit. But then there's some times where I'm like, okay, I really want to read a banned book because I'm like, you know, scared for society, so I want to read something like 1984 or like Fahrenheit 451 and like educate myself. Or sometimes I'm like, I really want to read a nonfiction because I'm feeling, you know, feeling a nonfiction book right now. And I feel like it really just depends. And I think we shouldn't put readers in a box based on what genres they like. So that was a very wraparound way of me saying I did not like the Iliad, and I stand on that. I stand on that opinion. Maybe I'll pick it up again in a few years and try to read it again and I'll like it, but I didn't enjoy it. And I think it's valid in that, and I'm all for rereading books to see if you like them as well. So this might be something that I pick up at a different point in my life and I enjoy it way more. So we'll see. But that was my little rant about Booktok and just like how saturated reading books has become and how judgy the book community is. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below a book that you read recently that you disliked. I love to hear people's bookish opinions. Make sure you check out my social medias in the description box below and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!